If you keep paying attention to the opinions of those who do not pay your bills, you will forever be broke and miserable. Hey Changemakers, it's Julia Chow. Welcome back to this channel. Last week, I asked you to comment what aspects of your good girl to the bad bitch journey you need help on, that I will make videos. And some of you said the fear of being seen. When I put myself out there, people get jealous of me. I don't know how to handle all the negativity coming towards me, and that's what's stopping me. If that is you, this is the pep talk that you needed. Fear of being seen, the fear of being judged, criticized, and something bad happening to you, that is entirely human and normal. If you have these issues, then you are just a human being. You are wired well for survival. We need approval and validation because as humans, we're tribal and community is what keeps us safe. Let me repeat it again. I said surviving and not thriving. The whole purpose of you wanting to go from the good girl to the bad bitch is that you want to be successful. You want to go from where you are to a much more powerful and privileged position. The problem is identity. The moment that you were born into this world, your family of origin treated you a certain way. If you're watching this channel, likely you were treated as the prey and you were not the predator. You were conditioned to, like the good girl, help other people, service others, let them take credit while you take the back seat and you're the supporter and the giver. You attach your survival so much to these roles. That's why you identify yourself as a good person, a servicer, a giver, which is the opposite of someone who takes lead, who gets in front and makes things happen. Regardless of whether your dream is to be a corporate or a business leader, leadership is leadership. You need to be an initiator. You need to go out there, you speak, you have to be seen, you have to promote, self-promote, but also promote the value of what you're selling. If you continuously see yourself as less than and someone who doesn't belong in that space, someone who deserves to be seen and heard, appreciated, respected, there's an identity problem. There's you who you want to become, but your identity, your inner view of yourself does not match that person you want to be. The actual problem is not the people who are going to be talking negatively towards you, because that happens to all of us. Every single person who's ever posted anything useful on social media, anyone who's ever presented an idea that is remotely interesting and important enough in a corporate meeting, in any business situation, all of us face scrutiny, criticism, and people downright making fun of us, even invalidating and discrediting us, questioning us, doubting us. But that's irrelevant. If I actually believe in my value, I'm not going to believe them. I'm not going to be taken aback, nor shocked, nor worried whether this has any grain of truth. My identity matches the identity of the person who wants to achieve those goals. I am somebody who deserves to have this voice, deserves to have the platform, has a lot of important value to share and to help people. My inner identity matches the person that I aspire to be. That's how a goal feels like it's achievable and doable. And that's the most important aspect of having any goals. It's not the size of the goal. It's the feeling inside that you feel aligned with the identity of the person capable of achieving those goals. The fear of being judged and criticized can't even be an issue, because your greatest concern has to be, if I say something, if I put myself out there, how am I going to get people to pay attention to me? How am I going to get traffic? That's where the real issues truly are in reality. When you're living in your own head and you're living in very triggered body because of the old identity of being scapegoated and being unheard, being punished when you speak up, you just live in your own head and you don't even think about, okay, if I even say something, would anyone even notice what I'm saying? If I post a video out there, is anyone even gonna watch it? People don't even think that far because they're so consumed in their old identity. And I say old because you're not gonna have the identity anymore. That old identity of being the prey, that you're going to be attacked, you're going to be punished. Imagine if a prey a mouse is running across a jungle, it needs to run across the jungle to get to the goal where there's a lot of food. Okay, there's a place with a lot of fruit, and the mouse, need to get there. If my concern is just arriving there safely without being seen very much, without experiencing any attack from predators, an eagle that might be flying overhead, a lion or some hyena or something lurking, a predator lurking in my surroundings, these are legitimate concerns. But if that's my main concern, then how am I going to have the capacity to dominate and be the ruler? And once I get to the fruit, I'm going to gatekeep the hell out of it and make a business out of that. You understand the difference between prey and predator mindset? You have the fear of being seen, putting yourself out there because you are operating from the identity of a prey. The good girl is the prey. You've been mistreated most of your life. You haven't been heard. You weren't loved. You weren't given the nurture and the space. That's why you're so afraid to speak up. And even just taking that one step of saying one thing that is going to be important or is going to contribute in front of a lot of people, let's say in corporate culture, or putting out one video out there, just that one thing is giving you that much resistance. And how do you expect to become the person who dominates your industry? Because trust me, if you want to make money and if you want to shine and be somebody who's significant, because all of us seek significance as power and privilege, we seek significance in our careers, and that's what we call being successful. If you're seeking that and you're worried about just taking the one step, then how do you expect to align with the identity of the person who is not only really comfortable with being seen, but they are constantly strategizing how to be more effective at being seen, influencing, and leading the world? You need to go from this micro perspective and staying there wrapped up in a lot of fear to having a bird's eye point of view. If I'm the hawk, if I'm the lion, I'm going to see where I'm going, and I know I can get there, and I don't really care what comes at me. I'll deal with it. That's the attitude you need, because people will get at you. If they think that you're going to have a better chance, you're going to gain more power, privilege, and you're not going to be beneath them anymore, you're going to piss them off, because there are a lot of people in your surrounding who have been using you to feel more powerful. They're either been using you as their resource, or they've been using you, putting you down, making you do degrading things or be a part of a degrading relationship so they can feel powergasm, which is the high of feeling powerful. It's very petty, but people are addicted to power. Once you experience power, you see why power is the most addictive addiction in the world. When you stop being their supply, they're going to try different things. They're going to try to scapegoat you, to steal your stuff, and you call it jealousy. It is partially jealousy. A lot of it actually has to do with them wanting to be above you. Think about colonization. Is a colonizer jealous of those that they colonize, or they just want to use them as resources and exploit? And they'll do whatever it takes and nothing can get in the way? That's not exactly jealousy. It's just capitalism. It's just exploitation. And you as a woman, you were supposed to be owned by a man. That's what patriarchy is. You are a property. And men with male privilege know that. They see themselves as above you. And anyone who has more privilege than you, they like to see you as less than. Because damaged people, which is pretty much most of the world, use relationships to compete rather than to connect. So there you have it. Choose what identity you're going to embody. If you're going to be a millionaire, you can't be worried about pennies. You should be aware of where your pennies are, but you should not make pennies your main concern. You get me? Any questions, comments, put them down below. Did this pep talk help you to put yourself out there more to get started? Let me know too. If you're ready to own your power and navigate capitalism, patriarchy, and racism effectively to get what you want, to be the queen that you really are because your deepest desires are who you're really meant to be, then go down to the description below, watch the Social Elegance presentation, book a call with my team to join Unleash Social Elegance Accelerator. The bad bitch is excellent at capitalism. Be seen, get paid. Overcome the resistance once, twice, thrice, and it gets so much easier. Thanks for watching. See you next time.